what I would love to just get onto Facebook so I can see if you've got any comments, any questions, or anything like that. What I want to talk about today is all about how to actually sell an awful lot more without actually having to go out and sell. Now, what we're going to use everything that Bing keep on going over. Let's just get that volume turned down a little bit. So we're going to be using everything that we've already been going over, and we're going to start going into things a little bit more deeply right now. Important thing to remember here is when we're going through all of this, look, this is something that you can do really, really simply right now. I'm going to be saying a few things that I think that people's been lied to about with other chatbot systems, about why other chatbot systems keep on saying how great it is and all this 80% open rates and things like this, and they're not covering the fundamentals that you guys need to know to actually get these results, what people keep on talking about. So I've done a little bit of a slideshow as well. Now, I'll probably end up sharing the slideshow with you, because I want to try and get all these points across, because it's really important that that you guys actually get everything I'm trying to say, because this is really going to go out and make you money. Now, this is designed for affiliate marketing. It's designed for agencies. It's designed for if you sell your own product. It's designed for absolutely everything that you can be doing on the internet to make yourself money. Right now, as you might know, I'm a massive follower of Dan Kennedy, Russell Brunson, Mike Vilsain, and all them. What we're going to do is we're going to take all of their things and we're going to make them better, right? So we're going to take sales funnels, make them an awful lot better. We're going to take absolutely everything that you can do to make it an awful lot simpler, better, and actually work for you. Now, I have been stressed out this morning, so I'm going to have my little pretendy tab thing, which is the strangest invention that's ever been made. But my girlfriend bought us it because apparently I smoke too much and drink too much. So let's have a look. So what I've called this is more sales without selling, right? So basically pretty self-explanatory. We want to get a lot more sales, and we don't want to be salesy. We don't want to be these people who every post we put up, it's got, will you buy this? And every post, you must get this and you must get that. We're going to show you a way to do without having to do all the back bit. Now, by now, hopefully you know how great social media is, right? Let's just share my page, actually. Let's do it the simple way. Right. So hopefully by now you actually know how important social media can be when you're on trying to sell. So far, everybody's on social media, right? There's about 1.8 billion people, I think, on Messenger. Facebook, even though it's in decline, is still huge. It's a massive, massive opportunity. And you can make an awful lot of money using ads for it as well, but we're not going to be diving too much into ads. We want to do it all organically. And we also want to test out everything, what we are actually trying to do. Hey, Jeff. So I want to test out everything that we're trying to do. So before we go out and spend any money at all with ads, we're going to make sure that whatever we've got is an offer or an item that works, right? We're not going to waste no money on ads if we're not going to see a return on them. So chatbots, you get around about an 80% open rate and around about a 20% click-through rate. Now, that isn't actually the true figures. We're going to go on to the true figures a little bit later. It's somewhere between 15 and 60% on the click-through rate, which is massive. Particularly when you compare it to the likes of email marketing. But don't worry, we're going to get in there. Now, the problem that we all have with chatbots is no other chatbot system is actually giving you a way to start driving leads, start driving people into your actual chatbot system. They just don't have this worked out very well. And you could have the best chatbot in the world. You could have the best offer in the world. You could have the best everything in the world. But if you aren't getting people to this offer, then these people cannot buy from you. It's that simple. So we really, really need to do it. So it doesn't matter if you're running Facebook ads, Google ads, no matter what you're trying to run. If you aren't getting the ideal prospects into your little stratosphere, into your chatbots and whatnot, then you can't sell with them. Now, the reason why I love chatbots is because we've got so many funnels that we can take them out of. But I digress. Right, so you don't need to get more traffic. What we're going to do is we're going to get the traffic set up organically. We're going to test the traffic long before we even start running ads. And we're not going to run ads up until we know if we put $5 in today, we're going to get $10 out tomorrow. Because I don't like wasting money. I like direct marketing. For people I follow a lot. Direct marketing is the way for me. I'm not really into branding. Branding comes off as an offshoot of what we're already doing. So not a lot of people say the chat ammo yet. Haven't released it that long to everybody. But very shortly they will know about chat ammo, so it's not really a problem. And that's going to be a direct response from me using direct marketing, me making offers and things such as this. So that's why they're going to hear about it. Hopefully, we might even hear from it on our lives and whatnot. So the way that we're doing it is we're building relationships, right? So we want to build relationships, we want to build relationships fast, and we want more engagement. Engagement is the key to all organic marketing. Sorry, I'm having to search for words here today. It's because it's Friday and I'm going out tonight. Right. So what all the platform wants, right? So every social media platform, they make their money off advertising. Now, the only way that they can sell out advertising is because they have a load of engaged customers who come onto their platform. They look at the various different things that they want to see and they stay on the platform. Now, because of that, all the marketers then decide that they want to start advertising on that platform because we know the customers are there, right? So it's in the platform's benefits, in social media benefits, to keep everybody on the platform as long as possible. Now, they do that by putting out great content, right? Now we've got the old way. So this is what I still see some people doing, and I'm yet to understand why they're doing this. So they'll do an affiliate product. They'll go out, they'll find the affiliate product, and basically then they'll make a video or they'll make a WordPress site or whatever, and they will do a review of this particular product, and then they'll send the person straight the product. Now, I've done this myself. It's possibly the least effective way of ever getting a sale because every single time you're having to go out and get fresh people to follow you. So every time, if you're trying organically, which I know a lot of people try when they first start off, they're trying organically to get this new product launch, and then they want everybody to just hop along to this product launch and buy it straight from them. Now, sometimes they'll put offers up and they'll put bonuses and things such as this, but you're still having to find all of your clients again. I'm about to show you why that's a really bad thing. Now, things then progressed on a little bit and people started creating sales squeeze pages. So what they could do is collect their emails first and then send the offer. Now, this is all about building your email list, and we all know how important an email list is, hopefully. So a lot of people want to build their email list and then they could start retargeting. So they were saving a lot more money because they already had the people into their stratosphere. They could send them to the different offers, and it meant that they didn't have to pay for advertising every single time or put out a load of new videos every time. Now, that also brought in funnel hacking and launch jacking and whatnot, but that's of people who didn't do it right. We've got full training on that as well. So the average squeeze page looks something a little bit like this. So make more money, less selling, right? We would have obviously our proper headers and all the rest of it. I've just knocked this up nice and quick as an example. So what we're asking for is we're asking for their name and their email address. And they fill that all out, hopefully. And once they fill that all out, then we put them on our autoresponder. And our autoresponder is all set up so that every day it gives them value and keeps on making them offers. That's the correct way to set up your autoresponder. Now, obviously, you want to keep on giving value, otherwise your autoresponder is going to fail off. And a lot of people's going to start clicking off your lists, right? Now, your lists, remember, most important thing. Now, this is what's still being taught by so many of these sales funnels manufacturers. So like ClickFunnels, Groove Pages, all the rest of it, they're still teaching this method of getting in people. And it still does sort of work in a way, right? But there was one massive thing that come over and stopped it all. And what that was mobile phones, right? Now, 80% of all the people on social media and who browse the internet right now are going through mobile phones. That means they're not sitting here on a desk like I am right now. And it also means that you haven't got their full attention. So first off, if somebody's got mobile phones and you're running ads, you need to start optimizing these ads for mobile phones. That's obvious. The problem that we do have, and I'm sure I would love to see your comments on this, guys. I know there are not many people on right now, but I would love to see your comments on this. How many of you have an email address that's over, let's say, 12 characters, right? So if you've got an email address that's over 12 characters, can you just say yes? Now, Jeff, you might not have your surname's quite short. I know we've got some people in the group whose surnames are huge. I can't pronounce them, and mine is ridiculously long. The biggest problem what I found is a lot of people try and type in these email addresses and they'll get auto-corrected and they'll do misspelling on it. You haven't got one over 12. Oh, right, okay. So a lot of people, when they're trying to type in their email address, they'll get the wrong email address written down. They'll use fake email addresses. But mobile phone, on mine anyway, starts auto-correcting, which I hate. So the auto-correcting happens. I don't send off the email. I don't even receive the email. Or even worse, there's something to copy and paste. And oh, dear God. So it comes out of an email. I've got to try and copy and paste. Horrific. I don't like the whole thing. And because they're on the mobile phones, they're doing the other things, they're trying to get their email address in, they're not really that interested unless you've got something outstanding that's going to grab them quickly. So what we want to do is we want to test the offers on social media first before we start sending anybody off to squeeze pages. Right now, we can really technically do away with the squeeze pages altogether if we wanted to. I still like squeeze pages because I like to run ads on Google, YouTube, and things like this. So I still like my squeeze pages, and there's a few different ways we can do the squeeze pages. So we need to optimize the landing pages if we're using the squeeze pages so that they have another little feature on there, right? Because we don't want to just ask them for the name and email. The opt-in rate, if we're just using name and email, I think is around about 16%. I've got the figures further on. But around about 16% of people will opt in, sorry, on a squeeze page. So that means all of this traffic that you're driving, you're only getting 16% of these people to opt in, which is shocking. I actually think it's lower than that, but it's not so good. Right, so we've got fiddly, it's wrong email addresses, you're getting fake email addresses, you're getting all of this on your sales page. Now, what we found converting an awful lot better was this. So we're saying, this was just another quick example that we knocked up. So we're saying we're going to offer them something, our lead gen, which could be the book, which we'll just say given out. You guys want the book, just give us a shout and I'll get the book to you. And we could then have get via Facebook. This means once they click this, they're going to be signed to Facebook and our chatbot's going to take over. Now, this has huge advantages, right? When we tested, we found that 70% more people will use this button as opposed to filling out the name and email address. We weren't getting any fake emails. Well, we were getting one or two emails that people don't use anymore. But what then happened was, if the wrong email address was coming up because it was already self-populated, 9 out of 10 people will then put in their correct email address because they think, well, they've already got that email address. I don't want to go to that one. I want to go to this one. So they were opting in with their correct email address, which was awesome. Which what it meant was, sorry, I'm going away. We can also grab, as well as their SMS, as well as their email, we're also grabbing their SMS. And this is all pre-populated by Facebook. So we don't need to worry about wrong SMS messages and wrong emails and all the rest of it. We are getting the correct email addresses and the correct SMS numbers that we know we can go out and market to. Now, what we can then do, what's another important part of it, is we're actually meeting them where they are. So people are already using Messenger. In fact, I think it's still the most downloaded app on mobile phones. Oh, thanks, Angel. So I think I think Messenger is still the most common mobile app that's downloaded to mobile phones, and there's around about 1.8 billion people using it now. By 1.8 billion, I mean per month. So per month, you've got 1.8 billion people using the Messenger app, and not a lot of people are doing it right. All right. So we're already meeting them where they are, where they feel comfortable. Now, this is one of the most important things because 9 times out of 10, if you get a messenger through, you tend to look at the message, right? I know I look at nearly all of my messages because it's where I'm used to people writing this to. Now, this is what email used to be like. So remember the olden days with AOL, and you used to get, you have mail. I used to love that. Then you used to get 1 or 2 emails a day, and you used to look at them because it was modern technology. It was exciting. It's where your friends would actually write to you. So it was a lot more before the SMS was kind of out there. And a lot of people like to use email because they look posh. So you would open up your emails because it was quite often that a friend was writing to you. So it was a good thing to do. And this is why Messenger is so important because we've got convenience. Now, convenience is massive right now. People will actually pay more for convenience. Think of Uber, Amazon, and Deliveroo. Now, Amazon, you could easily pop down the shops, but that isn't happening anymore. I don't know what your town centres are like, but I've got my tattoo shop in a town centre at the moment, and it's filled with charity shops and various other like small shops that are really struggling because they haven't went online. So pretty much there's only hairdressers, tattooists, and beauty salons, place like this where somebody has to physically go. Why people are making the journey out the house? People want to stay in the house. They're getting Uber taxis because they're simpler. They've got a nice, easy interface that they can go in and get everything they want. They want Deliveroo because they don't want to go down to restaurants. They want the food delivered. It's all just about convenience. So within the messenger, what it means is we can now take what we would have used in a funnel beforehand. And with that funnel, remember, we can only take them down one pathway because we've only got one outcome of a good funnel. Now, with a chatbot, we can find out their pain points by asking them various different questions. And what that means to us is it means that now we have a lot more information which we can build on and conversations. So we're doing conversational marketing, which we've now found the real pain points. We're taking those pain points down and we're going to give them the perfect outcome for them. Now, this means not only can you go out and sell the immediate product that you've now got in your mind, you go, right, I love that product, I'm going to sell it. But for people that product might not be a good fit for, you now can have another product, which is a perfect product, which that same messenger set can send them down and get to that messenger set. Now, I use this quite a lot when Groove was free. And he was taken down and asked them various different questions. And within these questions, it would lead them down either the path towards Groove or it would lead them down the path towards Chatbot. Now, later on, I'm still going to address another problem which they're going to have because every solution that you sell comes with additional problems. So later on, I would address another problem that they have by going down and selling the other thing, what I had in there anyway. So that was all done by sequences. That's me remember AOL slide because I'm not very good at remembering stuff. Right. So the only times I ever check my emails now, I don't know if you're the same, I check them to check on commissions. So if I've had any commissions come through, I like to check on my emails just to make sure I've got them all there. I do it to find receipts of stuff I've just say bought and to pay bills. I also use it a lot to find me passwords because I'm useless at remembering passwords. But that's around the only times when I really use email. It's not something that I use every day. But email definitely isn't dead. Now, I'll put down here 16%. I'm going to stick with 16% because if you have a look, you'll see the average is around about 22%. However, that isn't with affiliate marketing. So with affiliate marketing, you're a lot closer to 16% than what you are 22%. So I didn't want to put down a false number and then go, hang on, I'm getting nowhere near that. And 16% isn't actually bad for affiliate marketing. If you're getting 16% open rate, you're not looking bad at all. You're doing pretty decent. And with an email, I think it was Mike Filsin who made up this figure. Each subscriber is worth about $1 each per month. So if you've got an email subscriber list of 3,000, you can say that you're going to make approximately $3,000 per month, which makes life very, very nice. And you should be building up your email list. I keep on saying this. Now, with a chatbot, if you've got the same list, right, a chatbot, you're looking around about $7 per month for that same list because now you're interacting with a lot more people's opened up. And remember, we've also got our email. So we've got two lists now working together, which is going to make us a lot more omnipresent. If somebody sees you in their inbox and then sees an email from you, they're going to go, right, okay, well, let's have a quick look at that email, see what he's talking about in this one, right? You're becoming known to these people twice as fast. So you're going to get them used to you twice as fast. Now, with Chatamo as well, it means that you can then do away with your expensive autoresponders, right? You don't need to go out and pay for other autoresponders. You can use SMTP and our system inside of the chatbot. Now, still, I prefer Active Campaign. I've been really honest about this. Told everybody, in fact, there you can see me Active Campaigns open. And I like Active Campaign. It's a nice system that works a treat. But we do have one inside Chatamo as well. Right. And this is where the other chatbot platforms are telling you lies, right? All of the figures that they're saying are true. The 80% open rate, that's true. But they never go into traffic. They never mention how to get sales. That's because they haven't got an e-commerce store. They never mention how to get good content. That's because they've got nothing that can manipulate content. They don't go into the visuals, don't go into e-commerce. That's because they haven't got none of these systems in place. And so they're not going to mention something that they haven't got because it's going to make their product look bad. And I think that's ridiculous because rather than just going out and paying one chatbot system, to get this same thing, you would have to go out and buy loads of various different systems. So you'd have to buy Shopify, you'd have to buy Hootsuite, you'd have to buy ManyChat, you'd have to buy all of these different things, Adobe Lightroom, I think it's called. All these different things you'd have to buy just to get the same as what you're going to get with Chatamo, right? And Chatamo isn't all of these things gaffer taped together. It's something that works in sync all together, working nicely for you, which is always a great thing, right? Now that means if you've got nobody there, right, if you've got no traffic coming into your chatbot, then you've got nobody to sell it to. So again, doesn't matter how good your offer is, doesn't matter how good anything is, you need traffic. Now, this is an important fact that I didn't know when I started off trying to sell. There's only around about 3% of your visitors who are ready to buy when they see your offer, right? Now, this can obviously be increased a little bit. But we're going to say as an industry standard, around about 3% of all of your visitors to your offer are the ones who's going to buy. That means that whenever you're sending traffic, you are leaving 90% of people that you've paid for, right? 97% of the people that you've paid to get there, or you've put in the effort to get them there. So you've either paid time or you've paid money. So these 97% of people are coming to your offer and they aren't ready to buy. Now, this means that if you have 1,000 people, so send 1,000 people to your offer and only 30, not 30 will buy on average, right? Now, that's an awful lot of traffic that you're sending to just get 30 sales, right? It's not good averages. And so now you've lost 970 people who you have sent to this offer. So you've paid money, you've paid time of these people to go to this offer who you're never going to be able to sell to, right? Now, we're going to ignore the risk, the opt-in rates, which is between 1% and 5%. So when you send something to a squeeze page, you're going to get an opt-in rate of between 1 and 5% of people. So out this 1,000, you're going to either get 10 or 50 who's going to opt into your offer. And we're going to imagine that the full 1,000 people's opted in, right? So in real life, you would have to send 10,000 people there. Not even that would only give you 100. We have to send an awful lot of people there, right? So we have to send an awful lot of people there, and we've got 1,000 people in. Now, out of 1,000 people, we said 16% before, so we're going to stick with that 16%. 160 will open your email. Now, click-through rates on a Tuesday, because Tuesday you get the highest conversions in email marketing. I don't know why that's true. I would love to be able to answer that. But you get a click-through rate of about 2.4%. So you've got 2.4% of 160, which gives you 3.84 additional buyers, right, on your offer. Now, I'm going to round that up to 4 because it looks terrible when you've just topped 16% of somebody, right? So you've got 3.84% of additional buyers, 3.84 additional buyers, sorry. Now with the chatbot, so first off, your squeeze page has a massively higher conversion rate, right? More people is going to click on your squeeze page because it's just one button. They don't have to fill anything in. They don't have to mess about with none of that filling in business. They don't have to think about giving false email addresses. They don't have to think about autocorrect. They don't have to think about any of that. So when we surveyed it, we got around 70% more people want that particular sort of login, right? And obviously we want to give the people what they want. Now, we're still going to say that it's a miracle and we're going to get 1,000 people in. But this time we have an 80% open rate, right? Which gives us 800 people who have now seen the offer. So 800 people are now in our chatbot and seen our offers, which we have. This is where it gets really interesting. Our open rates on chatbots, right? Our click-through rate is between 15 and 60%, right? So as opposed to the 2.4%, we've now got 15 to 60%, which is massive amount of people. So now you're looking at, as opposed to 4 people, you're looking at between 120 and 480 people who are going to go onto your offer, right? Now that is huge. Compared to 4, even with the lowest figures there, you are still multiplying what you're getting by a massive, massive amount. Right. So, the rules of engagement don't just want to drive our traffic straight to the squeeze page. Because even though we're going to get all those different opt-in rates, and even though that would be awesome, it's not going to make sure that we get as much bang for our buck as what we could, right? We want to really, really exploit Facebook. They've got a load of traffic. We want their traffic. And to be honest, their subscribers are sitting on their thing with your money in their pocket. So what we want to do is we want to test it on Facebook and Instagram. And let's just change that to capital letters, it's going to annoy us. So we want to test this on Facebook and Instagram. We want to see that we've got an offer that people would love to see. We've got an offer that people would like, people would buy, people interact with. And this is what we're going to do. So, rules of engagement, first things first. What we need to do with Facebook, Instagram, and all the rest of it is post regularly and consistently. Right now, if you're doing this manually, it can turn into a bit of a nightmare because every day, you do like what I do and come live every day, just about. But every day you've got to have a particular post. You've got to be able to sit down at the computer. You've got to then work out your posts, work out what you're going to do, what time's best for you to post with them, and all the rest of it. So we automate that. So within Chatamo, we automate all of your posting. So you can have posts on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, WordPress as well, because WordPress is the same, because Google have the same kind of algorithm, just a little bit more. harsh. And so we decided that we needed to have an auto posting system in there because otherwise it just takes far too much time. Now, one thing that is important is find the best times in your area. These are easy found. Just type in what time it is, what time's best for posting on whatever social media platform you're going to post on. That'll come up in Google and you will have a load of results. I'm just going to quickly check in case you've got any questions because I would think I'm missing you. Right, so we're okay so far. Right, so you're going to find the best times in your area to actually go out and post. That's another vital thing. Now, once you find that best time, you're going to then use your auto poster, and you can then set that time for your post to go out there every single day. So your posts are going out when the audience is there. So you can post as many times of the day as what you want. It doesn't make a difference. And it's all done automatically. So you don't have to sit over your computer. Now, to go viral, this is possibly the most important part of your postings. Because if you're putting your postings out there, you're only going to be seen by around about 6% of everybody who follows your page. I'm going to show you some examples of that a little bit later. But to go viral, the easiest way to think about it is various actions that your viewers will take are worth points. Right? That's the way I like to think of it. So if somebody comes on your page and they don't like anything at all, Facebook goes, well, they went on the page, but to be honest, not that good. Now, if they stop and like your post, then we'll say that's worth 1 point. Right? So they've interacted with your post, but in the minimal amount of way. It only takes one button. You click that one button and you get a like. Right? You get a little thumbs up, and job's good. Now, if they do love and things like this, they've got to hold that button down. They've got to select something else. Right? So we're going to say that's worth 2 points. Now, I've also got comment. This is the one we're interested in. Even though it might score less than share, we still love comments. Because comments mean that not only they've actually stopped, they've thought about it, and then they've had to think of something to write to get to us because our post moved them that much. And finally, we have share, which is worth around 5 points. Now, we want to be scored for the highest points of what we possibly can. The biggest advantage to this is when we like somebody's comment, when we love somebody's comment, when we comment under somebody's comment, we actually double those points, right? So if somebody likes it, obviously we can't like a like and we can't like a love. But what we can do is if they've commented, we can like it, we can love it, and then we can comment as well. And so we've also automated all of that because that is huge for your juice in your actual posts. So we're going to have to like all the comments that's left. So we just do that automatically. The next thing that I've got is we can comment to the commenter. I didn't know I could actually put this. So once somebody's left a comment on your post, we can then go down and we can leave a comment for that comment that they've just left. Now, as well as that, we can also then send them off a private DM. So we can send them a DM, which means we're getting even more engagement. So right now, we're really building up the juice in our whole thing. Now, we've done this a little bit in when we moved tattoo studios. So we went from a very small tattoo studio. This was just while we were building mine out. Into this larger tattoo studio, and what Facebook didn't actually used to release an awful lot of things, so it's a bit of a nightmare. But we had 186 shares, 66 comments, and Lindsay Gardner, my girlfriend, and 177 others liked this post. Right, so we got quite a bit of juice on this post. Now, a normal post was on a 10,000 follower page, right? So 10,000 follower page. Standard post, we only got 3 engagements, and we only got seen by 724 people. Right, we've got no likes, no comments, we've got no nothings. Now, we could have boosted this if I wasn't banned from Facebook. And that is terrible. That is really, really bad. This is what a lot of people see on their business pages, right? And if you look through people's business pages, they're like this almost all the way through. So it means that only around 6% will see a normal Facebook or Instagram post, right? Well, obviously, we don't want only 6% because even with 10,000, I've only got 700 people seeing that, right? If you've got 1,000 people, if you've got 100 people, then you're only going to get around about 6 people seeing that, which is not good averages, right? It's very, very bad averages. And I don't know about you, but I want an awful lot more on my page. I want to sell a lot more than that. So this was a post that we had a fair bit of engagement on, right? So we had 11,000 people engaging on this, 168 comments, and 93 reactions, right? Now, I don't care if these reactions are good, bad, or indifferent reactions. The important thing to me is that I've got these reactions. Now, on a 10,000 follower page, we got 41,000 people who've seen this post, right? Which is massive. If you can build up a page to 10,000, but you're getting seen by 43,000, your page is going to build faster than what you could possibly ever imagine. And when you're using automations, it makes it simpler again. So by getting more engagement, we can make posts get seen by 400% more people than our page followers. So that's without boosting and without running an ad. But it starts getting really interesting when we run an ad. Now, this ad, again, I couldn't actually find the ad I wanted to find, which was absolutely ridiculous. The whole ad went crazy, it went mental, and filled us up something chronic. Now, what we done was we run this ad, and we did say, nominate someone great, right? So first thing we're saying in this ad is nominate somebody who deserves a free tattoo from us, right? Now, this can work for affiliate marketing. Nominate somebody who could do with this whatever it is, right? Nominate somebody who's struggling with marketing and could do this little help, right? People are going to nominate. People like, if you've got great information, people like to share. It's this whole thing of feeling important. This whole psychology thing behind it that I read a book on, which was quite a fascinating book, actually. Right? So somebody who you'd like to say thank you to, a loved one who's been there for you, a family member who just wants to show you gratitude to, and all the rest of it. So everybody who posted on here, they nominated somebody else. So that person got notified of the nomination. That person then come in and it nominated them. Now, what our chatbot then done was it went in and replied to all of them. And it says, hey, you've got a DM. Go and check your DM. We also then said, not on this one, we done it on the one I can't find, which is typical. We then said, would you like a second chance of you entering as well as the person you've nominated? Please go in there and nominate your partner, right? Just name your partner. So they would then go in, name the partner, and would say, right, another reply, check your email, we've got a very special question to ask you. Would then go in and would ask them what sort of tattoo they would like. So would they like traditional, portrait, word and script, something like this, whatever sort of tattoo they would like. Now, all this time, all we're doing was we're building engagement with them. So we first had our like in their comment. We had them sharing it because obviously they were tagging somebody. We had our follow-up email that said, go in and tag your partner. Job's a good one for a second chance. And we had our next one that then said, right, okay, what we want to do is we want to know what sort of tattoo you want. Now, what this then meant was, it meant that we had an absolutely massive amount of people. Well, we had, I don't even know how many we had. I can't remember how many shares we got. 853 comments. So we had 400 people, we'll say, 400 people who all named the sort of tattoo that they want. And that also built our email list by at least 400 people, right? Minimum. Now, the other one that we ran, we built it by, I think it was about 4,000 people. It was ridiculous. And the whole reason, well, the best thing about this was as soon as we released this as an ad, we sent out a bulk message to everybody, said, hey, we're running a new competition. You might want to go and check it out. And then we give this link to our ad. What that meant was we got all of this juice straight away to this ad. Now, an important thing to remember when you're looking at Facebook ads, if you're ever looking at Facebook ads, is it's not so simple to get put in first place for Facebook ads. If somebody comes in and you've got a budget of, say, $5 a day, and they come in, they've got a budget of $10 a day, Facebook is going to give them preferential treatment on their ads. Now, they don't say they're going to, but so far, every test we've ever run has proved that's true. It's been a bit of a nightmare, right? So Facebook's going to give them preferential treatment. They're going to get seen by more of your ideal customers, and they're probably going to get the sale, right? So if you then start running people to it, this is the way to beat that. If you've got more engagement than what these people have who spend no matter how much money, Facebook prefers that because now you're keeping their subscribers onto their platform, which is the most important part. Right, so that was I couldn't find the old one, so I've had to show you this old promo. So that was only like a small one. I think we only ran that for around about 3 days. Cost us $15. We got 400 more clients. Roughly out of that, we made a ridiculous amount of money. I'm not going to actually say how much because that would be bad. But we made very good sums of money. That was actually one of the ones where I took over another tattoo studio and helped them out. So, rules of engagement. So, shows what you already have, comments on, so your comment friends will see this too. Now, what I mean by this is, when I was saying before, I prefer people to comment than to share. When somebody comments on one of your posts, what then happened is, it's then shown to their friends and says, such and such has commented on, we'll say Urban Ink for this one, has commented on Urban Ink's post. And so a lot of the time they'll click onto that because if they're just sharing it, they'll go on another thing they've shared. If they've commented on it, people are nosy. So people will click on just to see what they've commented. It's so strange. But it's great. Marvelous for us. So we get more engagement again. And then there's a very good chance they're going to like their comment, right? Which then means we're getting more engagement again. So we're just building all the time. We've laid the foundations by putting up a great post, which we went through in the other book, which if you haven't got the book, please drop us a line. I'll send you it over. So we're building on doing a great post. We're now integrating this post further and really building on our juice. Right. So if you only share things more crap, but by comment, friends want to know what they're talking about. Okay. So now once we do, once they comment on a business post, so if they comment on a business page, then once they've done that, your business page is now allowed to write to those people, right? Now, a business page is unlike a private page. You can't just go out and write to people. But once they've commented on your thing, then it's open season, right? So you can send off your little chatbot automation. It's going to welcome them. It's going to ask them how they are. It's going to lead them down that funnel, right? If you sell a product, then you would show a particular product. You would tell people, obviously, niche all the way down. Tell people how this product would help your particular niche. Because remember, we're building up niches. And then it would go down and ask them all the questions. Now, they might not necessarily need this one particular product, but by the time we finish asking questions, we know they're going to need something because otherwise they wouldn't have clicked onto our thing. So, to get further engagement, what we can then do is hopefully by now you've got a decent amount of followers in your own personal Facebook page. Now, what we can now do is we can share that business page post onto our personal page by logging in, sort of say post as yourself. There's a little drop down. Post yourself, you can now go out and share that post. Now, the best part about this is now everybody who's liking it, who's commenting on it, who's sharing it, all becoming part of your new custom audience. So now you're building up your whole custom audience as well. So now you've got people from all over Facebook putting up their hands. It still hasn't cost you anything. Putting up their hands and saying, I'm interested in something like this. But remember that 3%, what we said before. It's only 3% of them ready to buy right now. We're getting them onto our messenger and email lists. Remember, with 80% open rates. So now we've got people who's already got their hands in the air. We know it's something that they're interested in. We know they might not be ready to buy right now, but we can keep on with our sequences, getting those people so that we are top of their minds. So as soon as they think, right, this itch, lo and behold, they've got an email from you. They've got a DM from you. They've got SMS from you. So they know that you're the person to solve their problems. Because all of the time in your sequences, you've been talking about the best way to solve their problem. Right. Now, all the automations will work, so I've been through, and you're building the perfect lookalike audience, so I've just been through. Well, this means you're building a completely unsaturated market. Now, as well as just sharing it to your personal page, what you can also do is share it to groups, right? Now, don't for 1 minute go out and try and make sales posts and then try and share that sales post in a group. No group owner likes it, so just don't do it. Or ask the group owner if you can, if you feel really brave. But what it means is you can share value posts about your particular niche, about your particular subject in groups. Now, if you look in Groove Group, it's really quite fascinating because you do see a lot of people going in there and giving an absolute stack of value. But they've done it from their own page. They haven't shared this load of value. And if they'd shared that load of value, what they would then get is they would have had people raising up their hands, telling them that, yes, this is what I want. I need this. So there's a couple of funnel builders who do it quite regular. And they'll put up the funnels, which are awesome funnels. And they'll have an absolute stack of people who's interested. And they'll try and go through and answer all these people in. But they'll lose them because you've seen yourself when you try and look through your Facebook messages, it is chaos. There's just hundreds of them. So this is where they're losing out massively. If they had done automations and all of this lot, their chatbot would be taking the people down the particular flow of where they want to go. They'll find out exactly what sort of website they want, what sort of funnel they wanted. And then if they want to do them a special offer, things like this, they're going to get their client base built up in no time at all. Now, we're going to say, I read a thing the other day, which I don't quite believe, but it said the average person gets around 200 emails per day. Now, I don't think that's right. So I thought we'll cut that in half. I'm going to say the average person gets 100 emails per day. Now, we're using a higher open figure, which isn't for affiliate marketing, but we're going to say the open 22 of them, and then clicks 2 of them to follow their links. Now, that is some shockingly bad averages if you're only using email marketing. So the question you've got to ask yourself is how many people do you have on your email list? Then I want you to go and do the maths. So just go on Google, there's a little percentage thing where you can see how many people are likely to open up your email. Now, if I had a decent sized email list, first thing I would do is I would make up a chat bot with a free giveaway, and I would say, if you click this link right now, we're going to give you this thing for free, right? That's 16% of your people going to suddenly come over. And remember, if you're then going to run ads, you've got the 16% of people who you can then send your ad and get your ad rates down to almost free. Right. This is going to build up your list faster. It's going to give you a list full of buyers who want what you're selling. It's going to give you probably the most valuable list out there. And you're building two lists at the same time. You're building your email list that's worth $1 per person per month. And you're building your messenger list, roughly worth around $7 per person per month. So you're getting double bubble. You're getting $8 per month in effect. You're also not getting any fake email addresses. You're not getting autocorrect on email addresses. You're not getting none of that. You're also not actually paying for an email autoresponder as well. You're reaching them on a platform that they already know, like, and trust. A platform where they're used to having conversations with people. Remember, keep your conversations friendly and quick. Don't go into long, massive, big, long conversations. It's not what it's designed for. Remember, people are reading this on their mobile phones 9 times out of 10, or 8 times out of 10. So make sure your messages reaches them on mobile phones correctly. And if you want to as well, if you've got an offer that's suitable, then you can also get them on SMS. So you're getting them on email, on SMS, on Messenger. So now you've got 3 channels completely covered, and you're posting every day across all of these different social networks, which is bringing more people to you, right? Which we can still boost if we want to. We can still run ads if we want to, but now we can run them at a quarter of the price of what anybody else is running. So now we have massive amounts more than what the people can offer. Now, obviously, we have chat ammo, so we are really quite proud of it at the minute. For very, very limited time still, we're on a lifetime plan. You also get all of the memberships, and you get all the books I'm going to be releasing and everything else. And we also have our affiliate program. So it means that you've got an awful lot that you can make money from, even if you just want to do affiliate marketing with it, right? If you wanted to use it with your sales funnel, if you want to use it as an agency, no matter what you want to use it for, then we know our product is the best out there. So right now, ours comes with auto reply, auto posting, auto comments, full e-commerce, which I haven't even went into today because it's far too big a subject for today. It's a Friday, not very good on Friday. We've got email, SMS, photo manipulation, which definitely isn't spelled right. Client finding, so we can find clients, we can show them exactly how to show the client exactly what their competitors are doing, which is a great sales technique. It just works every single time. Go into a restaurant, show the client how the restaurant next door is doing. They want your service. And we've also got for better Facebook ads because we can niche all the way down further than what Facebook allows us. So anyway, quite a long one today. I don't think I've got any questions, but if anybody's got any questions, I'll be over the moon to hear them because I like questions. But that's around it for today, guys. So it's something really simple, something that you should be looking at every single time you're putting out posts. Everything should be put out through automations. You should then be looking at how you're going to engage people, what sort of engagement you want, and what's your final result. If you've already niched it down and you're already using these various different bits, there is no way you cannot make any more. You cannot make an awful lot more money. Don't be relying on your email marketing anymore. Always automate, make sure you've got a business page, and then share that business page throughout. This is going to give you the results that you've been looking for, that you haven't been able to find. Go and buy all these old guru methods of get a squeeze page and send them off somewhere else and then do this and do that. It's far too much hassle. It's something that isn't working now because people have switched over to mobile phones and it's too fiddly. You need a good funnel builder in there. If you're going to be using a squeeze page, you need one that's going to be easily adaptable for mobile, because I see so many bad mobile sites. And then you're going to need to automate the whole thing, right? Don't just rely on the same old methods and get worse results than what people were getting before. Okay, so we've been on for 45 minutes, I think. So hopefully this has been some good to you guys. If it has, awesome. Let's leave a comment down below because I love comments. Makes me feel all warm and cozy inside and like I'm loved. And if not, then also tell us if this is something that you didn't find helpful. If you have any questions, if it's something I've said that you don't agree with, then let us know by all means. Okay, so thanks very much for watching and speak soon.